And we're back with the Storm in a Teacup podcast today.
Not tomorrow.
The cumulus clouds are gathering, and it's about to start raining. Your turn, Caleb.
Aren't you going to give like our tagline or anything?
Yeah. I don't know our tagline.
Okay, wait. I see what you were doing there. You were like, it was the, you were talking about a storm's a brewing.
Yeah.
Storms are brewing, Annie.
Got it.
That's a Star Wars
And Taylor's
reference.
in sunglasses. Inside.
Hey, I got to be.
At 10 a.m.
Long night, the Shipley wedding last night.
Drink hard, podcast hard. That's what we do.
All day.
Day.
Long nights make for longer
Shorter
days.
days.
Short. I guess that does make sense. That's science. That's science right there.
Yeah.
I think
Unless
it was
it's daylight savings time, you get that hour.
I think it was Frank Sinatra who said, "I pity people who don't drink, because when they get up in the morning, that's as good as their day's gonna get."
Ah, yeah. I think that was Frank.
Is that true?
Yep, and then he promptly did
Died.
some things with a woman without proper protection.
My cortisol levels are really high when I get up in the morning. I just feel like really bummed.
They're supposed to be. You actually
When were
want
condoms
that.
invented?
The Romans were actually
1806.
Romans were using sheep's bladders?
Yeah,
for
sheep's
for
bladder. Yep.
yeah
What do
for
you-
condoms.
What do you guys tell me more about these
Forrest
condoms?
still hasn't learned about this.
Forrest, let me tell you about these condoms.
Is this a new thing?
Dude, you work at Walgreens, like the #1 purveyor of latex prophylactics in the world. How do you not know?
Is that true?
I'm pretty sure it is.
You've seen the numbers.
Pull up some
Speaking
stats
of
on
that, I would like to thank our sponsors, Trojan, today. For,
Which is a
helping-
division of the Umbrella Corporation.
Yes, for sponsoring us. We'll
Hey,
have the
so-
boner of the day.
Everyone at home should understand this is the second time that we've all been together. Mr. Lehman made the long trip from Chicago to Nashville.
To
and in a
Knoxville.
roundabout way found himself in the halls of Ktown once again. And Long's made the quick trip from Merville over to Ktown, and we got to work out together this morning. And
Well, some of us worked out.
some of us worked out. Taylor sat in the coach's corner and just judged everyone with his sunglasses on, acting like he was biking.
I don't know if I was actually judging anyone. I think my eyes were actually closed for 75% of that. You guys just didn't know.
So the trip from Maryville to Knoxville that Forrest takes is still a lot like the Oregon Trail. Forrest actually set out on the journey with 3 other companions, and 2 died from typhoid, 1 from snake bite. Is that right,
One of
Forrest?
his oxen drowned as well.
Mary died of typhoid.
It's always Mary.
That's a shame.
We put her on. We put a tombstone up.
Now,
But,
let me ask you this, Forrest. George is coming along nicely. I want to say congrats on that. He looks great. When will you introduce him to Oregon Trail? Like, at what point will you have him start playing?
I think it's like Oregon Trail 10 now. I don't even know. Is there still?
No, you take him back to the 5-inch
The beta.
floppy discs.
Yeah,
Like,
you're gonna have
you
to
take him
buy,
way
I gotta
back.
buy
find a
DOS
floppy disk.
first off.
Well, you're podcasting
They're
in
still
DOS
selling
right
it.
now, right?
Oh yeah, dude. There's no. It's just a black.
Oh, it looks like the Matrix over
Yeah.
there.
Is there not like a new Oregon Trail that?
There probably
There's
is.
there's new versions
Yeah.
for sure. The
But you need to
question
get an
is-
emulator so you can be running it. Like,
I think you
know.
asked the wrong question. The real question is when is George gonna come of age and like Grant and I are gonna like formally adopt him, take him out of your household, train him, make him a man, teach him how to squat, all the good things.
Well, here's what I envision. Let's go back to the Oregon Trail for a second. George, the way Forrester's going to raise him or wants to raise him is like he's telling George to pick the banker so he can get all the money. He can buy, extra axles and wagon wheels and everything. But you don't do that. That's not how you get a 10,000 point multiplier on your score at the end, Forrest. You got to be. I don't even know what the lowest profession is in there. Probably gym owner.
Yeah.
So you be the gym owner. You spend all your extra money on bullets and you hunt your way across the nation.
If you
forget,
buy
dude.
food at the general store
In Oregon Trail, can you sell the
Independence,
meats?
Missouri, you're
No, in the newer versions, I think you can sell the meat and the smallpox-ridden blankets to the Native Americans.
for all of
this-
their land.
That's a
Was
lot
this-
more historically accurate, I feel like.
I feel like Grant's
The
being
new
political
Oregon
again,
Trail
but
is pretty graphic.
Was it made by the conservatives? Who made the new Oregon Trail? Is
I
this when
believe
the
Glenn
Bush-
Beck.
the Bush
I
administration.
believe Glenn Beck actually.
Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh got
He
together.
wrote, yeah, they rewrote history in the makings of the Oregon Trail.
And when you die, it's because you die of socialism and Obamacare.
Mary has died from Obamacare.
Yeah, that's what the tombstone says.
Obamacare failed to adequately supply her medical needs.
And then like every time
died.
it like cut screen to just thanks Obama when someone dies.
You get to the end, you get to Williamette or wherever it is, and you gotta float down the river, and like I feel like the river is now named Obamacare, and like the rocks that are in it are like all these subsidies, and
Man,
we got something here.
we're tail spinning
like,
into
there's a huge cliff, and it's called foreign policy. Like,
So I don't think that they can file this podcast under like sports or fitness anymore. Probably got to put it in that.
we got political
category.
right there for a second.
Yeah, we're
talked
sorry
the
about
ceiling
that.
trials.
Fitness/political.
It's-
We'll snap right back. So let's talk about this. Brandon Bergin's in town for the
Hey.
weekend, and everyone's
He'll be on the
favorite
next
CrossFitter,
podcast.
favorite exerciser. Yeah, he's going to be on the next podcast. We wanted to hype it a little bit, so it's something that Brandon doesn't know that we've been doing for him. Is
For him or to him? That's the question.
Yes, that is the question. We'll let the listeners decide. Is we've been injecting him with catabolic steroids for the past 6 months.
Not anabolics.
Is
Not-
that those shots that I was giving him?
Those were the shots that
You told
you
me that was Tdap and
No.
meningitis shot.
We said it was B6, man. And
Man,
for
y'all are
his
getting me in
knees.
trouble.
Brandon, you look a little peakish. Maybe we get some vitamin B inside you. So he's wasting away to nothing right now.
He's trying to squat right now. It's not good.
I can actually see him through the window trying to squat, and it looks like he might be getting up to 2 wheels on each side now. That's big for him, though. That's big for him.
Good job, buddy.
Um,
Squat
tell
body
him?
weight one day.
Did you tell them that those aren't really 45s?
yeah,
Those are
that's
those cheap rogues you got that they mislabeled.
Yeah.
Those are actually 25.
those are the foam weights.
trainers.
Speaking of back squats, though, I've seen some heavy back squats on the Instagrams.
Whoa, tell us more.
Some of those guys getting ready for, is it Pan Ams?
Pan Ams are coming up soon, and then you have Nationals in July.
Yeah, so
What's
Ian Wilson.
Are these junior Pan Ams?
I thought Junior Pan Ams
Junior
already
Pan Ams
happened.
already happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Junior Pan Am's definitely already happened. This is for the.
Forrest, you can't just say what I just said.
Yes,
That's how he
you
gets
can.
by.
Then I guess I just should quit the podcast because
Wait, we're not playing repeater?
Yeah.
No, guys, it's regular Pan Ams. Thanks, Forrest. Good job, buddy.
What? I'm done.
Yeah.
You guys take this.
So I think what Taylor's getting at is we got some lifters peaking for Pan Ams and also some others starting to ramp up for Nationals and hitting some big weights. Pat Mendez, who's on the comeback and has gone from a super heavy down to just a heavy at 105.
What's his Instagram, skinny pad or something?
No, I think that's his hashtag, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think it's actually
okay.
Pat _Mendez
All right,
or
my
P
bad, my
underscore
bad.
Mendez.
I'm new to this social media thing. You know that.
That's true.
I just
I'm
don't
actually
computer.
excited
Yeah,
that you
you're doing
knew.
great, bud. You're
Yeah.
doing great.
You used the word handle. I think that was great.
That's a leap.
We're gonna go back, but I don't think that was. I don't think I said it. I think that was his name. I think I just said name.
We'll check.
So
the
yeah,
record.
Pat Mendez is squatting really heavy weight,
He got up to 300
snatching
kilos.
heavy weight, and in related news, there is a shortage of anabolic steroids throughout the United States.
Wow.
So Pat Mendez was found guilty of doping. It was 2 years ago. Is that right, or is it 3 now?
I think it was 3.
Yeah.
Man, it was
And then he had
forever
hip
ago.
surgery.
We saw Caleb and I saw him lift. And Taylor, were you at that one at the Arnold's
Yeah,
when we saw him lift?
That was
Yeah.
the first one. Where
Yeah.
we saw Schenkel.
So he came out and he ended up only going 1 for 3 on
Yeah,
his
he didn't do very well.
on his snatches and
But he
maybe
came
clean
out.
and jerks.
He came out very. It left a bad taste in my mouth. I remember he came out very arrogantly,
Yep.
very John Northish, except he didn't provide.
Except he didn't
No.
provide entertainment.
He didn't provide
Caleb-
any entertainment.
Let's be honest. A lot of people have left bad taste in your mouth.
What does that mean? You about to make us go full explicit again?
Let me Urban Dictionary that for you after the podcast is over.
So Mendez is on his way back. And
What are some of the numbers he's been hitting, Grant?
I would tell you guys to follow his Instagram because
Yeah.
he's hit a 170 snatch. He's hit a 210 clean and jerk. Although on the Instagram, you see the clean, you don't see the jerk. But I do think the full video is on his Facebook, and I haven't checked that yet.
He hit a 180 snatch.
Yeah.
Oh, is he at 180 now?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
At least that's what he claimed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think they showed
Yeah.
the end of
I didn't
that
see a
one.
video of it.
He
but
caught it. But
That's
then they
right.
showed
Yep,
him.
that's another
They
one
didn't show
where
him standing up.
he was starting to stand up, but it did look like
anyone
he was
can-
falling
anyone
backwards.
can snatch 180 and catch it.
It's
Yeah,
can you
right?
stand it up?
Yeah, can you stand it up? I mean, that's the hard
All
part.
morning.
Yeah. If you listeners, if you get pinned under a snatch, you just stop snatching and you need to squat 7 days a week. You need to put a bed next to the squat rack, and you just need to. Who's the guy that would wake up and hit
Rob
405?
Orlando.
Yeah, Rob
But
Orlando.
bench press,
No.
though.
Yeah.
I thought that was.
He had a bench press in his kitchen, and every time he'd wake up, he'd just
Hit that
in his
405,
boxers,
ice
probably
cold.
with a Texas tuck. He'd go in there, lay down,
No way, dude. He
And-
was full mahogany.
and he did a 405 bench press cold every morning.
Who did the year of 400 squats?
Yeah,
What was his name?
405.
What was
That
his
was
name?
Dave Lipson.
Yeah.
Dave
was it-
Lipson.
Because he's relevant still.
Mr.
Dave-
Camille.
Dave,
Sorry, I
Dave
forgot.
Lipson, a year of 405 questionable depth squats.
Taylor, are you more relevant than Dave Lipson is in the CrossFit these days?
Yeah, because I have a podcast.
Can we please refer to him by his name, David LeBlanc Bazinet?
Yeah,
like that.
Mr. Camille.
I like
LeBlanc
that.
Bazinet.
Mr.
That was
Mr.
his
LeBlanc
crowning
Bazinet.
CrossFit achievement.
Oh, I
was,
mean,
was
he's-
bagging.
Wait. Speaking of which, this is a complete tangent. When are we gonna?
You know,
like,
we don't do tangents.
I know. When is CrossFit gonna recognize the fact that Camille does not live in Canada? She's not in the Canada East region anymore. Like, she lives in San Diego. Like, she trains at Invictus all the time. Like, it's on the internet. If I can find it, I know
true.
everyone else can
No,
find it.
your
Like,
your internet sleuth skills are well developed beyond a lot of other people.
It's the same as you and I still being on CrossFit Ktown's regional team. I mean,
yeah, it would be the same as me being on the regional team, living in Chicago.
well, aren't you still on the regional team?
No, I'm
I
not.
thought-
Oh, here, hey, I want to get back to the numbers people are hitting, but another kind of tangent from that is Ktown in our business email. I don't know if you saw this, Caleb. One of the teams in the Central East that's butthurt from, I guess, losing and not going to the games emailed saying that Naptown Blue has 2 members that go to another gym that are paying members of another gym that is not Naptown, and they competed on Naptown Blue and are going to the games or something or knocked
Interesting.
someone
Are you
out.
gonna
There's-
name the gym?
there's-
Come
I don't know it.
There's
okay.
some other interesting news. Evidently, Conjugate Black's team is being investigated
Oh,
because
I
Sam
hadn't heard
Dancer and his wife supposedly own a gym out in Iowa.
Illinois.
And I mean,
Illinois.
everyone,
They own a gym in Illinois.
yeah. So
If you own a gym, you cannot compete for any gym but that gym on team.
unless
That's
you own
Well, I
two
don't know if
gyms in
they-
which you can choose.
Well, I don't know if they closed it or not because they used to be there.
Ah.
And I don't know. It was out in like Quincy, Illinois, I think.
You just made that up.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a
No, I'm
place.
actually Googling Quincy, Illinois right now to
No,
see.
you're
Are you-
not.
are you talking
You're
about
sitting
John-
there with your hand in your pants
John
for us.
Quincy?
Palm the sack.
John Quincy, Illinois? Man, yeah, a lot of drama. So if enough teams get knocked out, I guess Jack and Tan's going to the games.
Just moving on up.
A lot of
Another top
shady
5 year.
dealings in the Central East this year.
Man, it's almost like I feel like Chicago should be in the Central East with all the shady
Oh yeah, absolutely.
backdoor deals
yeah.
going on.
Yeah, we don't have. I mean, we haven't completely corrupted the system yet. So Chicago needs to be in your region.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
All right, back to the numbers.
Yeah, tell me this, Caleb. What has so Pat Mendez is 105, Ian Wilson is a 105.
Yep.
What is he, like 6 years his junior? I mean, how much younger is Ian than Pat?
Oh, he's got to be.
5 or
He's
6
at least
years.
5 or 6 years younger.
What numbers is?
But I mean, he's on his way out, right, Forrest?
Yeah, I mean, Osorio's about to be on his way out. He needs to hurry
Well,
up.
you told me Kendrick's on his way out last
Kendrick's
night.
definitely on his way out.
After you told me Ian Wilson's going to push Kendrick out of the spotlight, and then I explained to you they're in different weight classes, and then you said
So the spotlight
then
only
your
goes on one
response
weight
was
class at a
Kendrick-
time,
Then your response was Kendrick is on his way out. Quote, Forrest Long.
and then the smiley face. Don't forget my wink and a smiley.
yeah, emoticons matter. So
Yeah.
what numbers has Ian Wilson hit lately, Caleb?
In Wilson just hit.
Did he hit 210?
210.
He hit 210, and then
It was
he,
a dirty 210.
And then
you
I
know,
think he snatched $170,
he did that.
171 maybe.
171.
Here's the best part. He did that 210 in a response to a bet from Adam Baton. Dun,
Man,
dun, dun. The
if you-
people's champ.
In all seriousness,
Adam Baton.
and I'm not an Adam Baton fan. Everyone in this podcast knows that.
Sure you
but
are.
Adam Baton's just got an Instagram. I'm pretty sure because he only has like 5 or 6 posts. But he has posted some of the funniest. Like he posted Ian Wilson 210. He posted a picture of, who who's the coach?
Oh, the Polish
Ziggy.
Ziggy, yeah.
He was a picture of Ziggy flexing his bicep. Like, man, dude, he's got the hookup. He's got the hookups. He's got some good posts.
He's a smart dude.
Because everybody
He's a
loves
smart
him.
dude.
And I found out that he's actually younger than I am, which kills me.
Are you
Ziggy?
serious?
no,
Ziggy is?
Adam Baton. Adam Baton's
Dude, what
like,
would you do if you found out that Ziggy was like 40 years old?
No, but he won the Olympic
Yeah,
gold in
whenever he was in his
1928.
teens.
1928 was where was that?
It wasn't. I don't think it was 28. I think 30 was. I think it was a 30.
So in Wilson,
it was 28. That was like. I think that was probably in Paris.
In Wilson, I think he hit an all-time PR in this kind of like Pan Am mock meet. 171, 210, 210. I think the thing that's really impressed me about him is his jerk.
So fast.
He stood it up like I don't even know if he got another breath and then just dipped and hit the
He's
210.
so fast.
But
It's ridiculous.
I think I'm more impressed by Osorio. I mean, Osorio's 94, and he's hitting 200 on the regs.
Yeah, he is.
He hit 161, 190 at the.
And I think
mock meet.
he's probably the most quote unquote automatic lifter.
Yeah,
that I would say. Like I feel like his lifts are so like one lift to the next looks
The same.
Yeah.
He was cleaning like 180 the other day. Like he was like, I did 10 singles at 180, and then he did 200, and all the lifts look the same. Like you can't tell a difference.
Yeah, he looks really solid.
And in training, I know he cleaned 205. Did he put that overhead?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did
so he
205.
cleaned,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's speculation. We're not going to put the fact stamp on that, listeners.
I'm 85% sure he'd hit 205.
Okay.
All right.
So he's chasing.
Hey,
him.
that percentage is good enough for me. And Taylor just used a percentage.
Do you know what that means? What 85% means?
85%. That's
this
like
with the
6
same
people, right?
Is this with the same confidence that cumulus clouds are the rain clouds?
Forrest, I'm looking at your audacity and the. You need to speak into the mic a little bit more. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't want to because then Caleb's going to call me a mouth breather for
What?
another week.
Just don't
So
breathe
I don't
into
even-
the mouth.
I-
Don't swallow. Do not swallow the mic.
Don't breathe.
I
Do
know.
not put the mic in your mouth any longer.
this. It's just bad.
God bless.
The other thing I saw that I thought was interesting is Morgan King moved to the OTC.
Yeah.
Speaking of talking into the mic, I mean Taylor's got about 3 feet between him
I'm
and
fine.
the mic.
I'm fine. I
So
promise.
is this the
I
way
got.
today's
I'm
podcast
watching.
gonna go?
All right.
We're just going to judge people and how they speak. We're sorry that we're
That's
not.
all we do is judge you.
I mean,
You can
you're
judge
a
me
front
for
man for
free.
one of the hottest bands in the Knoxville scene early 2000s, so we don't all have your experience.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
We got him. You weren't there for us, but we were at that speakeasy place, which I'll never remember the name because it's some guy's name.
Peter Kern's
And,
library. Carry on.
Peter Kern's there. There you go. And he was ordering something, and all the bartenders knew him. And me and Adam were like, "Sexiest bartender in Knoxville, 2010."
2010.
I don't get it. So it's a speakeasy in someone's library?
yeah, it is.
Did they use their library voices in there?
Yeah, it's real quiet, man.
Okay.
We whisper.
I
a lot.
wish it was quiet, man. I just
what we
had to
were talking about
yell
last night.
all night.
I wish we could podcast in there.
scotch on the rocks, please? Is that how you have to order?
Nope.
Forrest, I feel like with you living with that child of yours who just was making so much noise at the reception last night, dropping toys, like, number one, why did you bring his little rattle to the thing? And two, like, you got to appreciate silence, man. Like, there's so much noise caused by your family, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
Keep going. I'm waiting.
I feel like you should
Forrest is
appreciate silence.
dumbfounded.
That was all.
All right.
Also,
was
train
fond
your
of
son.
silence.
I'll
was
train him for
hungry.
you. I'll train him like I train my dog.
He wanted crab cakes.
With
Don't
snaps
judge
and
him.
whistles.
Those crab cakes were phenomenal last night. So Morgan King's moved to Colorado Springs.
Wait, are we talking about a woman?
Oh,
Whoa, not again.
apologies.
We just got
I'm just
over
kidding.
that stigma, man.
I actually wanted to talk about another female after Morgan King, so let's keep going down this path.
So Morgan King is has moved out there.
She followed her husband. Say it right. Her husband was invited, and she just followed along.
Her husband was not
I'm
invited.
totally.
That was
kidding.
Oh, that was a joke.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
I do that every now and then.
No, I couldn't hear you because you weren't talking
we're
to
not
the
used
mic.
to you trying to joke. We usually just assume you're serious, and then we make it into a joke. Okay.
Okay.
So now that was funny. That was good. Caleb might be able to edit that to where it really sounds funny in the podcast.
Magic.
There's a laugh track.
So
you can use.
Morgan's moved out there now, and let's see, you've got Cooper and Tatum that are out there just for the lead up to Pan Am's. So that's
Cooper's
kind of
dropping
fun.
to 77 for Pan Am's.
And that is interesting. Tell us about that, Taylor. Tell us about you dropping down to
Cooper
77.
is dropping to 77 for Pan Am's, and I don't understand the ins and outs of it, but apparently it has something to do with Olympic qualifying spots. But I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
Because
I'm a little fuzzy on that too. But I think the stronger you are in a certain weight class, then I think that that allots
Affects.
for more members. So I think from what
Is it a
I've read,
percentage
if he
thing?
stayed at 85 and he still hit his numbers, there is a less of a chance of having more of the U.S. Olympic team going and performing better as a team. So I think he was just taking one for the team, so to speak.
He snatched 145 at that mock meet, so that puts him in like pretty decent position. I mean, he's a better cleaner.
Man, I think Tatum is going to pass him up in the next 6 months, even at a 77.
That was a big PR for Tatum, though. Like that was a all-time PR. His 151,
Yeah,
whatever
but
they hit
Tatum
the
is
spring
still-
open.
yeah, but Tatum is making linear progression.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like, Cooper is very consistent. Like that 145 snatch, I don't think
Sure.
it's like, and he's a better clean and jerker
Sure.
than he is snatcher. So I think he's going to hold his own. I agree with you that Tatum is going to be better at 77. I think, but let's see what Cooper can do and see what happens there.
We'll see what can happen. What do you think? What are you calling? Call numbers. They're both 77. What are they hitting at the Pan Ams?
Like if everything goes right for them,
We'll say they both go 4 for 6.
I think
Cooper's probably hitting 145 and. I'm gonna say 180.
The clean and jerk is what gets really knocked down when
Yeah.
you're losing that weight. I mean, that clean becomes so much
I
harder.
know.
I think
I'm
they're
gonna
going to be
say
about the
182,
same- about the
180.
same weights. I think Tatum will actually have higher.
I think so. I think Tatum
At 77.
totals higher. I think dropping that weight, like he doesn't have. I mean, I wonder what he's at right now. Like, what weight has he been training at? Because that's not an easy drop.
No.
That's
Between
8
now and Pan
kilos.
Ams.
I think
like
he's
15
there.
pounds.
Based on what I was hearing on the weightlifting scoop, he's there. Like he's not. He doesn't feel pressured like the day. Like he feels pretty comfortable about going into weigh-ins and just doing his usual thing and dropping those last couple of kilos.
That's
and
interesting.
feeling good. He's been
Well.
following some diet. He and Tatum have both changed things.
So
up.
what does Tatum go? What does Tatum go?
Man, I think Tatum. I'm gonna say 147 snatch, like somewhere between 145, 150. I think he can hit that again, and then the clean and jerk. God, it's always I never know what to expect out of Tatum and clean and jerk.
Yeah. I think he goes 150, 173.
It'll be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting.
Which, I mean, that's exciting numbers for old Tay-Tay.
What's he been hitting in training on clean and jerk?
Enough.
I mean, he very rarely misses 145.
Here's my
I
question.
feel like he
though.
hits 145
clean
every
and
other
jerk,
week.
not snatch.
Clean and jerk 170.
If
Pretty
it's not
standard.
Cooper,
Yeah, really standard.
if it's
170.
not Cooper as an 85, who's gonna be that? Is it gonna be McGovern?
Probably. I bet so. I mean,
McCool?
McGovern. McGovern is cleaning and jerking like 190, 195 pretty consistently, and he's still up and he's a lot younger.
What about
So-
Nicole?
What's that?
What about Nicole?
I think he's injured.
He
he's coming
hurt
back
himself
from
on
an
that
injury.
clean and jerk.
Speaking of people coming back from injury, we failed to mention Donovan Ford, which has been throwing up some massive clean numbers, some squat numbers. I know he's still nursing that shoulder injury, so he's just starting to snatch again. He's still staying really light, but man, his leg strength and his pulling strength
I don't
has
think
been
he's-
super impressive.
Yeah, I don't think he's snatched over 120 yet. Just
Yeah.
coming back from that injury, but like he's squatting so much weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best squatter at the
He front
OTC.
squat. He was like front squatting like 260 or something the other day, and I was just like, golly.
And I know that we have a very interesting relationship with John North. There's things we love about him, and there's things that we hate about him, and things that we poke fun about him. But I think I'm pretty sure he just hit 240. Did he hit 240 for 5?
Did he make it, or was he doing sets across on that one? I'm trying to remember the video.
Or maybe I
haven't seen it. I don't know.
I can't remember off the top of my head. I wish I had it pulled up, but he hit some really impressive squat numbers this past week. So, yeah, look for some stuff coming for him as well.
And Jared Anderton.
Yeah. Lots of interesting weightlifting stuff too. Commented on another female
Yeah, I was gonna
who I
say.
feel like we don't provide a lot of attention to. Jerry Vega
Yeah.
has been. You want to talk about an automatic lifter?
I started following her on Instagram because I saw one of her videos and I was like, good Lord,
Yeah.
like, she's
She
putting up numbers.
is so automatic, and she has she has like some showmanship, I think, to her lifts, which I really like. She's very dynamic and very fun to watch. You know, some lifters are
So
really
remember
good, but they're
that-
not very fun to watch.
Remember that lifters out there. Caleb likes a good show. He wants a good show.
Put on the
Just
show
lift
for
the
me,
weights.
folks.
I guess.
Does-
Yeah.
What about Jenny?
Jenny
Jenny
Arthur.
yeah. I mean, we've talked about her. She's just a freak of
Yeah, I
nature.
mean, I think she tweaked something, so she's like hasn't been going super heavy on squats and stuff.
Did
but,
she
like,
tweak
she's-
something or did she twerk something?
Yes.
Jerry Lee, good lifter.
Yeah. She kind of flies under the radar.
She's got that pizzazz.
Good comment, Grant.
I'm gonna
You're
call
really killing it.
pizzazz. Or that flair. I really like her flair.
What is her flair?
Well, I'm
Explain
trying
it
to.
me.
What is her essence? Can we describe?
Yeah,
her
what
by her
what
essence?
avatar is she?
I don't know.
Forrest,
She's
who
not-
is the Browns of weightlifting?
Hell, Caleb, Grant Scalf. I don't know who are the. I have nowhere to go with that.
All right.
I can't describe a weightlifter based on the history of the Browns.
Hey, we haven't been in the
For
playoffs since
Baltimore,
2002, but with the pickup with Manziel,
I think Adam Baton would be the Browns.
No,
No
dude,
way.
he's on the
No
up and
way.
up, dog.
He's not on the up and up. He's been on the down and out for a long time.
Dude, he's actually 22 years old.
No,
I'm
he's
not gonna
not.
say that this is the year for the Browns, but this is definitely the decade. Like we're gonna make some changes.
We're going into the Brown years.
If
That's
they
what they're
don't
gonna
win
call
their-
this decade.
If they don't win their division now, they'll never win it ever again.
No, Pittsburgh's on the way out. Ravens are on the way out.
Yeah, Ray Rice is punching women in the face and
Yeah.
making a spectacle of himself at the.
Who's he think
That
he
is a
plays for?
punch.
The 49ers?
So
See-
hey, let's. I mean, as much as I want to keep talking about the Browns and the history of the Browns and how we
And how
how
much
the
you
how
love
the
the
franchise went on hiatus from '95 to '98. Yeah, I've been doing my research. It's my team now.
He's got his computer pulled up, guys. Don't think he actually knows this stuff.
Still,
Yeah, actually, yeah. I see it on his screen right now.
still brown, the blood that courses these veins. So I do want to keep this podcast. I think we keep it around 30 minutes. Does that
Yeah,
seem
I like
pretty
that.
pretty straight?
we're
Also,
almost spent then.
I know that's why we gotta figure out how we want to end this. I mean, we do.
Usually we end it with crying and silence.
Now you're thinking of
lot of shame.
your sex life.
Yeah,
I think.
Okay.
Post-coital, Taylor. Lots of crying.
Why wouldn't you
This,
look
what
at
is
me
the
during-
post the Storm of a Teacup post podcast experience? Just wishing,
Yeah, I want
Shots.
everyone needs to send us pictures, post it to our Facebook of what you do post podcast. That's what I want to see.
burn
Ooh,
something.
that would be great. Post podcast pictures, or even just like what you do.
But
listening.
only if it's interesting though. If you're sitting at your table drinking coffee, then don't post. Don't
Hey,
even bother.
but we don't have a lot of listeners. Like we need to take any pictures we can get.
That's
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I mean,
anything to bump it up.
Yeah.
It's getting very raw in here.
Getting very
so
raw.
far since in the last 2 weeks, whenever we've been kind of encouraging our listeners
We
to
got, like,
post
one
on
extra
Facebook,
like.
we've got so far that has had no effect on anyone. So
That's not true.
maybe we should change our strategy here. You know, the best strategy that we've had is leveraging our friendship with Z.A. Anderson.
We got to leverage a lot of things more.
We do.
Bribery specifically.
So Grant, how do we finish this one out?
I think we finish it with Forrest's opinions on.
Post World War II.
Yeah, I mean the economy coming out of World War II, like.
God, don't get me on that rant again. Forrest's grasp of history is both shallow and pedantic.
Yeah, you should also subscribe to mine and Taylor's podcast that we do.
On the side, they don't know about it yet.
Yeah,
You guys can't even figure out how to create a podcast.
it's called Big Guy Little Guy.
In
Dude,
other
I
words,
can't-
they just have all these recordings that have nothing is happening.
We have
with
stuff
them.
that we write down on napkins.
Yeah.
they're mixed in with my other napkins.
I think we'd be better off just posting like our group text.
Oh,
versus
that
the
actually
podcast.
wouldn't be bad. We should do some screenies of the group text and throw that up on Facebook. So here's what I want to leave the listeners with this. Next episode is gonna be Brandon the unicorn Bergin.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
He did come up to Knoxville with his huge, gigantic magnet from regionals. He walked in the door carrying his weightlifting bag of gear and his magnet under his arm.
And his catabolic steroids.
That is the best way to actually not pay drop-in fees, is if you just walk in with your regional sign.
That's actually a great,
Shoulder.
yeah.
Nobody
That's
can
a good
charge you
call.
a drop-in fee.
That'll be the new thing. Like, it's a $50 drop-in at Ktown unless you have your big magnet from regionals.
Telena brought hers.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. Yeah,
Telena did drop in. What did she do the other day?
She came in and just dominated.
She did a complex 1 deadlift, 1 hang clean, 1 full clean, 1 front squat, 1 jerk. Built up fairly heavy to that. I don't remember the weight that she had on the bar. I think it was right around 190, 195, something like that. And then she did a 4-6-8 of rope climbs, power clean, power jerk at 155, and deficit handstand push-ups. I think 6-inch deficit handstand push-ups.
That would
6
be
inches.
that would be a rough complex for Grant. He'd peak on his deadlift a little early there.
Yeah. Whew. I think it capped out around 60 kilos, 60 keys. So, listeners, get ready, because next episode, Brandon Bergin. I know that several of us, mainly just me, because I have no knowledge of these other guys, I've got some things up my sleeve that I'm going to be hitting Brandon Bergin with, and I'm very interested to see how he defends himself.
Yep, Chrissy Cannon, right here.
Chris
Yeah.
Cannon, best
Regionals,
pull-ups in the Central
athletes.
East.
Shane Glero.
Regionals athlete.
Man,
He's here too.
Shane
Hey,
Glero,
let's
right
not-
behind her.
Let's not forget, we're being podcasting from the house that Daddy Long's built.
Ah, that's
Oh,
true. We're going to be
man.
out at
Technically,
Forest's
I
house.
didn't build the house.
I think we should
house,
maybe do
by
a
house
little-
that Daddy Long's built, we mean the senior center in the Cincinnati, Ohio.
The senior citizen in Maryville, dog.
If you guys like the birds chirping in the background, tomorrow there's going to be babies crying, dogs barking, and maybe some
Brandon's
some
gonna be
birds
crying,
chirping. Yeah,
too?
well, Brandon, yeah. It looks like he's tearing up in between squat sets over there right now.
You guys are going to get like an hour into my life, and you're going to leave crying. Post-podcast, you will be crying. It'll be like post-coital
Well,
for you.
from my
Taylor.
understanding, this is the first time anyone from the outside world has actually been into the long
True.
long compound.
No, actually, Fowler. I invited Fowler out a few weeks ago to sort of test the waters.
Did he
and,
come?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he came.
Maxie allowed him within.
I know. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
300 yards
she made
of your
him.
residence?
She made him margaritas.
What?
Yeah.
Maxie better have some hard liquor ready for us tomorrow.
Man, I can't do any hard liquor.
Oh,
I'm
you're
just
gonna.
roofie myself. And then,
Still got some of that chloroform for Grant's sinuses or allergies.
Hey, yeah, I do. I know a lot of people were private messaging me on the Book of Faces about the allergies. Everything's good, guys. The Zyrtec's starting to kick in a little bit.
No
Thanks
one
for your
messaged you.
concern.
No
Buy that at
cares.
Walgreens. It's on sale. Buy one, get one half off this
They
week.
were concerned. They were concerned.
And get a
about
balance
Grant.
rewards card.
also, Forrest will not let you buy Sudafed. That's not gonna happen.
You come buy Sudafed at my store.
Forrest,
I'll bust
maybe,
you.
Maybe since you taught us last week how to kind of like the how-to of injecting yourself with steroids, you can tell everyone next podcast how to create meth.
Yeah, it's called renting Breaking Bad from your local Red Box.
Is that it?
I think.
Is it how
I mean,
accurate is that?
True
I
or
don't know.
false?
I've never watched the show.
True or false? People can learn more pharmacy from watching Breaking Bad than they will ever learn from you.
True. True.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, listeners. Can't wait till next time where we have Brandon Bergin on and we just rip him a new one. Rip several new ones, probably. What, Taylor, how are you going to treat Brandon?
With the utmost respect that he deserves.
Kid
I honestly,
gloves.
I
Gonna
feel
have the kid
bad for
gloves.
him because he's gonna
walking into a
gonna
trap.
take my role on the podcast.
Man,
so
he's
I'm just
gonna-
gonna like
he's gonna
I
walk
might even
into a
sit this one
shitstorm.
out.
Forrest, Taylor and I were talking last night about how much more knowledgeable you seem to be in like maybe like the last 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah, like
And I don't know if I like it.
No, I don't want to
feel
be
like
knowledgeable.
You're
I
feeding
don't.
off of us. Like you're getting smarter about how you say things, and it's making it more difficult for us. And we want you to just talk because then it gives
What do
so
you-
much.
Maybe we cut him out of the pre-shows from now on, so he has no preconceived notions
Like,
on anything.
Like we put a bag over his head and like cover his ears up, like put him
Spin
in,
him around 20
throw
times.
him in a closet, and then like pull him out, be like, we're going.
Well, I've told you, like, you got to tell me sooner when we're gonna podcast. Like, I had to podcast sober today. This sucks.
That was kind
I
of
had-
Well, you just worked out, bro.
So
Dumb.
I did.
He was
gets his-
hitting those muscle ups, getting ready for the Nasty
stupid
Girls
grants
V2.
programming yesterday and went and had a 6-pack on the golf course. That's what I run off of.
What?
Liquor
Alcohol or
and
anger?
rage.
Alcohol
Rage, yeah, just
and
rage.
rage.
Well,
So,
Forrest, you suck.
yeah, well,
Beat you to
Taylor
it.
blows, and I'm better than all your athletes. Except for Lex. Lex is all right.
All right, America. We'll see you next time.
Adios.
Bye-bye.